Nurture is winning and resetting what happens as far as what's passed down. So this is where we get into, you had a question about examples. Here we go. High blood pressure medicine is awesome because high blood pressure can cause things like stroke and death, which are not good as hobbies. It manages the symptoms. You have to take it forever. It is not in any sense curative. It doesn't get rid of the problem. But I had a woman in who was like, you know, she's delusions, hallucinations, health problems all over the place. Psychiatrist is like, she's no longer going to be able to live on her own. And her dad, who's like 80, is sitting there, and I'm trying to explain this stuff to him. And he's like, well, you know, I did diet and exercise and it helped my high blood pressure. And I'm like, okay, that's not the illustration. You're not going to be able to do diet and exercise to head off sunlight schizoaffective disorder. This one is interesting. Diaz and Ressler demonstrated that the smell of fear, the smell of fear can be passed through generations. And this is based on ancestral experience. So what this actually had to do with was not spiders, it was snakes. So they were able to demonstrate phobic responses from toddlers based on the smell of snakes associated with ancestral phobia of snakes. Think about that for a minute. That's very specific. Does that make sense to what I just said? So the kid smells the smell of a snake, has no experience with snakes, demonstrates a phobic response. The key seems to be that ancestors had phobia of snakes. When you think about this stuff, it kind of begins to make sense. I mean, one of the principles that I work from is that people don't do things that are self-destructive. And you might go, well, that seems crazy. I have a lot of clients that come in, and they seem to be doing things that are very self-destructive. And what I would tell you is no. If a person is doing something, if it's happening as a behavior, there's a part of the person emotionally that feels like it's helping. Do people smoke because they're like, I am into COPD and I want that? They tell you, I will smoke because I'd like to relax. Which is crazy because nicotine's a stimulant. It's like millions of people were going, I need a double shot of espresso so I can relax. Fear of flying, public speaking. My favorite one, and I've had a lot of this, is lizards. People come in and they're afraid of lizards. Like, I've treated more of that than probably anything other than like driving and flying phobias. Like, that's the third on the list thing, lizards. I kind of understand this fear of snakes because some snakes are venomous, but lizards are really sort of a non-starter as an experience, actually. Like, if you've ever been like together with a lizard in the same time in the same place, not a lot happened. Like, that was sort of no big deal. And I'll go, you remember your genome? Looks like a ladder, it's twisty-turny, not important for us. The rungs of the ladder are the base pairs of amino acids. There's a molecule, it's called a methyl molecule, that can come along and hook on the outside of the gene, and it affects the gene. Really bad, like traumatic history stuff, tends to lead to more of that. And it can be inherited. And I talk about how it can be inherited like the piece of paper with the coffee stain on it. You know, with the photocopy? Right? Yep. And I'll say, but if you get into hypnosis, therapy, treatment, things that, you know, rework like your living environment, your life better, the methyl molecules go away. And that's no longer a problem. And the stuff that you would be doing anyway for your own mental health, it actually alters the trajectory. And you know what? If you have future kids, it's not going to be inherited by them because it's not there. I've had people burst into tears at that point. Great, guys. Glad you were here. Hope you enjoyed it. Write down nice things.